Yeah, yeah. Probably 2 periods for Craig, just so you know. That would be the plan.
So
And
how
then
much of
Dustin in
this?
the third.
Sorry,
No problem.
how much of this is the equivalent of Tuesday night for a lot of these guys, and just your evaluation process? They're at square one for a bunch of them.
Yeah, we were just talking about fresh guys in, but we don't know how fresh they'll be because they haven't played. Um, that's an unknown. We do know they need games, obviously, to get in game shape, and it'll be nice to be at home. I think we can learn from the first 2 games last night. When we simplified things, the game was easier for us. When we complicated it, we had a lot more work to do, and so we can kind of take from games 1 and 2, even though guys weren't in the lineup, and learn from it, or put it in front of them to learn from. So we hope to play a very simple game until we're feeling better to do more.
Do you even like, and I got a question for this, so I'll ask you. Do you even like start with the system yet, or does that wait until you kind of get the group together that might be more part of the group than what you've got?
Yeah, our focus and emphasis has been really on conditioning. When you think of system, and there's structure there. There's no question. There's structure there. Um, the clips, there were some great clips last night that will clean up system errors, say. But if we run a scrimmage out there, and you guys have seen scrimmages, the players are really doing about 80% of a system anyway. The right winger's where he should be, the center. So it's not like we didn't want to bring too much attention to systematic play yet. Knowing the way the training camp is laid out and the opportunity to use games to implement some of that and allow these guys, push hard in practice and allow these guys to push through that tough, heavy leg feeling in early season games or preseason games. So we'll implement more now, Paul, systematic, as we get the video.
It was kind of a whirlwind for Bjork last year when he got here right after the trade deadline, a lot of games. Now he's got a little more time to settle.
Well, he's one that's still getting back up to speed. I mean, he plays such a high tempo, high speed game. He's not in game conditions. I'm excited to see him tonight. Um, it's an unknown. It's an exciting unknown because he has so much potential and there's so much there, and he's done it at previous levels. It just hasn't equated yet at this level. So yeah, no, he's another guy that has a lot of potential, and we're here to chip away at that potential to get it to be more actual. But he has a high capacity, and he's a great teammate. So the energy he brings in a game and in practice is of great value to us. Where he's going to go with his game, I'm excited to see. And he's a guy that we can push now, who's been in the league a while. It's different than pushing a guy that might have just entered the league. He has a lot of hindsight and experience now that we can really push him, harder in different ways than maybe a guy entering the league.
Where would guys like Paterka and Weisbeck be mentally right now? Because they've had some success. Again, last night, Weisbeck's on for 4, Paterka's on for 3 against, Russellion's on for 3 against, so that didn't go well. So do you think their head's spinning right now?
Yeah, I would imagine to some level it is, some degree it is, and it's our job to and I've mentioned this, put them in the situation, let them learn. Now we take the video and say, hey, this was really simple. We try to show them how simple it was to correct. And I just ran through the video this morning, obviously last night in the plane, and the mistakes are aggravating. There's no question. But the two really good components are they're correctable, and our effort was and our intent was good. And that's what we're doing right now as coaches, making sure we have that standard of effort. That's the foundation of what we're going to build from. So I'm more concerned with the effort. And I know I keep telling these guys, I know you don't I'm not going to tell you how you feel, but trust me, you don't have to feel good to perform. And there's no excuses. So we're pushing and driving in that area, and then with Paterka and Rutsalainen, who had a tougher night, Weisbach, I think there's some real easy things they can learn from. And then we gauge, okay, how fast can they learn? How fast can they apply what we just put in front of them? And that's going to tell us, where they may fit.
So much talk here about younger guys. I look at a guy Strosa, he's been on 3 teams in 3 years. He's a little bit older. What have you? We've seen some speed in some of the drills. I mean, what's your early takeaway on what you've seen and what you want to see from him in the game?
Yeah, I had some time with him in Chicago, as you guys know. He's got that dynamic pop, the explosiveness that you've talked about. He's tenacious. He's relentless, much like Drake Caggiula. We felt that would be a good role model, and more than that, a good addition to a team for the tempo and the practice habits and things we want that we feel are going to help the rest of our crew develop faster. You know, playing with that intensity and practicing with that intensity. He also fits kind of what we like as a player. You've mentioned he's been with 3 different teams or organizations, but he still hasn't found the level he believes he can find in the NHL. So he's a hungry guy, and Caggiula fits that hungry guy mentality. So they're coming here with a lot of experience that I spoke of with Joe, and they're hungry for more. Those guys don't feel they've established themselves yet at the NHL, but they have this tremendous experience. So that kind of fits, you know, our theme and what we have to, if, you know, where we're at as a franchise, we have to take those guys, and hopefully they help us forge an identity for ourselves.
When we spoke to Vinny in August, he was very excited just by talking to you for whatever 40 minutes in July. Just what do you remember about that conversation?
I remember the after effect, Bill, because I didn't think he would be excited from what I had to say to him, actually, and you know, I was just straight up with him and honest. You know, I can't make you any promises. Here's what I think your skill set is, and it's not going to be easy. And you know, he accepted the challenge, I guess. But I don't I've always done it when I recruit a player. You don't oversell anything. When you get here, it's a grind. You know, you go through a long camp. We say that's a grind. But how about in game 32 in the season, and you're sore. You know, everything is not working right for you. So we need players in that mindset and in that mentality. So my conversation with him, it's funny that he was excited after it. I was happy that he decided to come here based on what I said to him, because I challenged him.
A lot of guys use the word relentless to describe your style. Where do you look for that, guys? Relentless.
Puck pressure is a simple puck pressure, and you know, I thought Asplund had a great game last night. From the simple standpoint, every puck battle mattered to him. He wanted to win every puck battle and make the right play, and he anticipated when it was coming into his area of responsibility, and he was on it. And those are really evaluators that we put in front of the player and say, you need to learn how to self-evaluate. You know, are you engaging in these situations? You know, this is your area of responsibility. Puck just came in your area. How are you responding? And so that's what we're looking at, really, in its essence. You know, that's going to be our foundation of anything.
Don, what are you seeing in Tage's game so far?
Lots of potential still. I mean, he has incredible potential, which is different than actual. You know, he can do things in moments, but we need him to sustain more and to do it more consistently. He had moments of dominance yesterday, but they were brief in respect to what they can be, and we're going to stay on him for that, obviously. But you know, he does. He still has. I still use the word potential with him. We can look at what he is actually right now. It's nothing compared to what he could become, and he needs to continue focusing on that. He's done a good job of that, but he needs. There's a lot more for him. So he's another guy we will be pushing and driving hard.
Remember Seth Appert was talking about Quinn telling him one of the things he asked him to work on was getting a shot off quicker. We know he has a great shot, but you got to get it off quicker. Would Tage fall in that category too, where he needs to get that? He too has a great shot, but does he have to get it off quicker?
He does. I mean, the quicker the better for him. He has good intelligence of the game, and his shot is he likes to see the rest of the ice, and sometimes he gives up that quick release, or that real determined attack the net for looking for something else. And if we can get him to focus on what you had mentioned, quicker release and being more direct to the net, we feel it's really going to help his game and make him a lot more effective and a lot harder to play against.
All right.
Yep. See you guys.